Everyone obsesses over model size and clever architecture. But the thing that actually decides how good a model turns out, and the thing now dragging companies into court, is a lot less glamorous. It's the data the model learned from.
Right, and it splits into two stories. One is technical. Where does all this text come from and what makes it good? The other is legal. Who owns it and who's getting sued? Let's take both.
Start with the obvious question. A model trains on trillions of tokens. So, where does all that text physically come from?
The backbone is a public web crawl called Common Crawl. It's an open archive of over 9 petabytes that adds billions of pages a month. By various counts, roughly 2/3 of major language models have used it. On top of that, you add code, books, and academic text.
So, you just point the model at the whole internet and let it drink it all in?
If only. The raw crawl is mostly spam, cookie banners, navigation menus, and endless duplicates. Train on that directly and you get a worse model. Which brings us to the most underrated step in the whole field.
So, it's not just shovel in more tokens.
No. Filtering out low quality pages, removing near duplicate copies, and curating the mix carefully turn out to be among the biggest levers on final quality. The old saying holds: garbage in, garbage out. A smaller, cleaner dataset routinely beats a larger, dirtier one.
There's a famous version of this idea, isn't there? The textbooks one. A small model on clean data punches way above its weight. What you feed the model can matter more than how big you make it. Okay, but here's the scary version. People keep saying we're running out of good human text. Is that real?
It's a real sourced concern. One widely cited analysis projects that if current trends hold, models could run through the stock of high-quality public human text somewhere between 2026 and 2032. Models are growing faster than humans are writing.
So what do labs do when the well runs low? Make their own?
More and more, yes. Labs use strong models to generate fresh training data for the next generation. That's called synthetic data. It works especially well where you can check the answer, like math and code, and it sidesteps the supply ceiling.
That sounds almost too convenient. What's the catch?
The catch has a name: model collapse. A study in Nature showed that if you train models recursively on their own generated output, generation after generation, quality degrades, and the rare tails of the data distribution quietly vanish. By the late generations, their test outputs had drifted into repetitive nonsense.
And the open web makes that worse, doesn't it? Now that so much of it is machine written?
That's the contamination worry. As AI-generated pages flood the internet, future crawls increasingly contain machine output. A model can swallow its predecessor's writing without anyone choosing to. The fix is to keep synthetic data deliberate and verified, and to guard access to genuine human data.
All right, now the part that's been all over the news. Who owns the data lab scraped? And what happens when those owners object?
The Flashpoint case is the New York Times suing OpenAI and Microsoft, filed at the end of 2023 over the use of its articles in training. As of mid-2026, it's still ongoing. A judge let the core copyright claims proceed in early 2025, and there's no final verdict yet.
And the authors. That's where there was an actual ruling. And a settlement, right?
Yes, in a case brought by authors, a federal judge ruled in June 2025 that training on books was transformative fair use when the books were legally obtained, but downloading pirated copies to build a library was not. Many of those pirated books reportedly came from a dataset called Books 3.
And then came the number that made everyone sit up.
The piracy side was settled for about $1.5 billion, reported as the largest copyright settlement on record. It covered hundreds of thousands of works at roughly $3,000 each. The lesson labs took away: how you acquire data can matter as much as what you do with it.
And none of this is truly settled, is it? These are early decisions from individual courts. But one thing already changed. Labs would rather pay than litigate, signing licensing deals with publishers reportedly worth tens of millions a year. Which loops back to provenance. Where each piece came from isn't just hygiene anymore.
Exactly. Provenance is now a legal shield and a quality control at once. You want to know whether a slice of data was licensed or scraped, and whether it's genuine human writing or recycled model output. Rights and contamination. Those two questions are converging into one discipline.
So bring it home. After all the talk about parameter counts, what's the real takeaway about data?
Data is the real competitive moat and the real legal risk. Quality, sourcing, and rights now matter as much as raw model size. The lab with the cleanest, best licensed, best curated data may end up ahead of the one with the most parameters. The next race isn't just bigger models, it's better data, and data you can prove you own.